Hi, welcome to my channel. This is Reviews with Patou for Ready to Love. We are currently on episode 8. The men are currently back at the lounge and they are now in power, which means a woman would be going home at the end of this episode. Tommy has now asked the men to have the ladies meet with their exes. Let's see how that goes. First person up is Cornelius and his ex, Tenny. Camille automatically asks, what is your relationship to Cornelius? And she said, the ex made sure to say and clarify they were only friends. Camille said when she met Cornelius's ex, she felt a little uncomfortable because she felt like she was going to make her stumble by asking her a bunch of questions and put her basically in the hot seat. The first question that Cornelius's ex asked was celibacy part of Camille's journey, and also questioned her about her walk of faith, because that is something that she was aware that was major and important for Cornelius. Camille answered and said she dates with intention. She had a son and she was also engaged. She almost got married, but she didn't. I don't feel like she answered that question, but so Camille said she was engaged when she was young and not ready, so that is the reason why she was unable to get married. And she also feels like if she was to get married, that would be her one and only. The ex said that she was alarmed when she said that she was engaged 3 times. Cornelius is paying attention. Camille said that dating somebody like Cornelius is really new to her, especially the fact that he's spiritually grounded. So she felt like she should definitely use that as a basis if it can guide her. And Camille's asking, when is the ex leaving? Now that she's going home. Camille's something else. I feel like Cornelius' ex gave some great insight, positive feedback. She also gave him some good insights, some things to look out for as far as someone who is concerned about her ex going into a good relationship. Cornelius' ex feedback was very genuine and pure. Next up is Phil and his ex, Sabrina. First person who walks up is Shiloh. The ex is saying, I heard a lot about you. The next person who walks up is Tasia. And as soon as I saw Tasia walk up, I was like, this is a no-go. It's not gonna work. It's not gonna work at all. You could tell Tasia said she was really annoyed when she walked up. You could tell on her face. She didn't feel comfortable. Because even the seating, like she said, Shiloh's next to him, and she's next to Shiloh when she's supposed to be next to Phil. The ex asks what is a negative trait that they would say someone would say about them. And Tasia said that sometimes people could say that she was very calculated, strategic person. Calculated and strategic. The ex asks to see if any ex-boyfriends have said anything about her, and Tasia's like, she's not my friend. Why would I want to share that with her? And she has every right. I agree. Why? She shouldn't have to say any of that. Why does it matter what the ex-boyfriends was saying? Like, I applaud Tasia for saying, I don't really feel comfortable with talking to you about that. She is beautiful for that. So she didn't go off or anything. Phil said that he felt that was the first time that Tasia wasn't as confident as she normally is. Can I ask you a question? But I don't think Shiloh asked, what are Phil's red flags? The ex said that he could communicate better. I agree with Phil. Phil said that Sabrina didn't really understand the assignment. I agree, because she didn't ask. She asked questions, but I feel like she could have asked better questions than that to really try to help Phil get better insight on them and what they're looking for and what he needs to look out for as far as making a choice between the women and seeing who he really likes. Phil is wrapping it up and telling him thank you for coming. Phil said that Shiloh's the strongest connection. Definitely, Tasia has this energy about her that is for everybody. Next up is Frank, and he is with his ex, Leah. So Frank has chosen to bring Sydney and Mumin to meet with his ex. Mumin walks up first. I love Mumin's energy. She is just regular. Mumin says she was surprised to see Sydney there as well. Mumin says she feels secure about what they got going on. So it was fun. Wow. Whoa. Let me pause this. Sydney came prepared with a bunch of questions to ask Frank. Now, I'm confused. She just said that she was surprised to see his ex, but she already came prepared with a bunch of questions. So I'm not sure if she was actually aware of the ex being there, or if she was already prepared for the questions to ask Frank on his own, thinking that they were going to be on an individual. Sydney asked about how's his communication.
In person, 5 stars.
Who's the first to reconcile?
She said through text, 2 stars. Talk in person, 5 stars. Mumin asked what kind of women does she think that Frank needs. Frank is like, damn, she got a whole list of questions. Don't she know enough about me? Okay, so Frank has issues with giving attention. Energy. She like, I'm a 5 sign too. She said she could see the chemistry between him and Sydney. Mumin said she could see that. Mumin said she could see the connection between Frank and Sydney, but she feels secure as well in her position where she's at.
Family guy. I'm curious about that.
Okay, Leah said that Frank is really a family guy. Mumin says she doesn't come from a super close family, so she's very excited to get into something and create her own family. Sydney made specifics and says she would like to have 1 child or more. Okay, Mumin said that at this age, you could kind of know and should kind of know who you would like to spend the rest of your life with at this point.
I do want to ask what your favorite thing is about Frank.
I don't have.
Leah asks, what is the favorite thing about Sydney? Says she doesn't have anything that she favors with Frank. She just clings on to him. Mumin says she likes Frank's heart. Mumin feels like she got to know Frank better and that she could definitely compliment him. The ladies have left, and now Frank is discussing the meeting with Leah. Leah pointed out that both of the women are 2 different women. So she's worried about him actually knowing what he really wants. Next person is Walter and his ex.
We're gonna have Sabrina and meet my ex, Denise.
His ex name is Denise.
Connection since the beginning.
He's having Mumin and Sabrina meet with his ex.
Worked their way into my heart, so
wow, his ex got some long nails. She got some long, thick nails. I'm actually a little surprised seeing Walter's ex. I'm not even gonna lie. She's beautiful, chocolatey, just like moi. But I'm surprised. I thought he would be with a more bougier, no offense, more bougier type of female. I don't know. Dante is also meeting with his ex, which is, and he has Zadia coming out to meet. Sabrina walks up first to meet with Walter's ex. Sabrina said she walked up and she saw his ex. And she was just like, hey girl, what's up? Like, she thought it was just gonna be them, but the ex was there. Sabrina was like, I'm here for it. She has some long fingernails. Sabrina, let me pause that. Sabrina has grown on me. I always loved her with Walter, but now I love her energy because she's really down. His ex asked Sabrina, do you have a little bit of crazy in you? And Sabrina's like, I'm too classy to be crazy. Next person who walks in with Dante is Shiloh, along with Zadia. And Zadia made sure to make it known, I didn't expect you. Zadia asked for another drink. She like, I can't do this. I need another drink to be dealing with this. Walter's ex asks Sabrina, what would you like to know about Walter? And Sabrina said, anything that I would like to ask Walter or want to know about him, I could just ask him because I feel like he would tell me. She said she don't feel like talking to anybody else to validate anything. Mumin came and Sabrina was like, damn, I'm shocked. Walter's like, I got 2 women here. And Sabrina left. Sabrina had to leave. I mean, it made sense. She said she wasn't going to ask.
It's irrelevant to the connection.
She said she wasn't going to ask anything, so what's the point of her being there then? Ooh, Sabrina said, Daddy know where home is. I'm going to ask nobody nothing. And the connection that he got with anybody else is irrelevant. Period. Right, so Dante's ex, Stacy, said that she noticed his growth and she would actually date him again since Zadia asked. Zadia asked her if she would date Dante again during this time. And she said, Shiloh asked the ex, what is a sign that would show that Dante is really for you, like he's really interested? And Zadia included and asked, what would be something that would tell you that he is not interested in you? And the ex said, if you see that he's like all touchy and feely and touching your hand and being, you know, caring, then he obviously likes you. And if he's doing the opposite of that, then he's not. Just asked Mumin if she has any kids, and she said no. And she was like, wow, he doesn't have kids either. Walter said he's a very sexual person. Those who know, 50 Shades of Light Skin. What you be doing, Walter? Mumin says she believes she gives off a sensual energy that when the time comes, the sex. Dante asks his ex, Stacy, if he was to choose between the 2 women, who would she think would be the better choice to take home? And the ex chose Shiloh because Shiloh was asking positive questions, just genuinely wanting to know about him. Where she felt like Zadia was trying to point out all the dirt and trying to get all the negative. Walter sat behind and he's discussing with his ex Denise. And Denise said that she would pick Mamine. She feels like she would be safe. And she's more down to earth. And she's actually really trying to get to know him. She even says she doesn't think that Mamine's going to wait till marriage. She thinks that's all time. Denise said that Sabrina gives off that crazy vibes, like she's controlling. Walter said his connection with Sabrina has been very strong since day one. Then Mamine came into the picture and also won. So he's like, damn, I have a very tough choice. Next up is Naeem and his Victoria. He's going to be bringing Zadia. So Naeem admitted that Zadia did stick out to him. His ex is very straightforward. Victoria made sure to point out that Naeem definitely has a physical attraction, so she asked if Zadia had a big butt, because that's what he would be in. Victoria asked Zadia what is her love language if she knows, and Zadia replied and said she likes quality time, physical touch, and also gifts. And Victoria chimes in and says, well, physical touch is not his thing. So you can count that out. Victoria's going back and forth with him, saying, oh, you don't like to cuddle with me. Zadia said it's a possible red flag, the fact that he doesn't like. Zadia asked if Naeem has ever been in a serious relationship, and the ex said no.
He wants and needs,
and he has specific things that he wants and needs, and
maybe a deal breaker.
That's what's messing him up. It's a deal breaker for him.
There is a certain level of
Zadia said he sounds picky, and his ex said that he has a guardedness up. His ex said that she never thought or imagined he would ever be in this. Ex looks like she knows so much more about him, something that she knows, some kind of tea. Maybe they're still messing around or something. The way Victoria says she doesn't think that Zadia would be able to be there for Naeem emotionally, and he said that he sees it as maybe it could be a red flag, but he's not all the way turned off. So Phil is going out on a date with Sydney. Sydney took Phil out on a date because she felt like they had some kind of connection. Phil said ever since Sydney came on board, he wanted to take her out on a date. And he said he would like to give everybody a fair shake. Now Sydney's all touchy-feely on Phil, because they're at the gym and they're working out together on their date. Okay, Sydney said from the time that Phil walked in, she caught butterflies and she felt like their connection started. Sydney said the vibes were there for sure. Okay, so Sydney's originally from Jersey and then they moved to Japan. Why is Phil saying he's from Brooklyn? Pause that. Phil is saying he's from Brooklyn when you know damn well you're from Queens. Sydney asked Phil, does he have any kids? Does he want kids? He said he wants kids and he does not have kids.
Definitely like the heart emojis.
Sydney said she feels like the heart emojis was going over her head when she was told. Phil said he enjoyed his date with Sydney. She has a lot of depth, a lot of soul. So he said it's tough. Honestly, with Phil and Sydney, I'm gonna be honest, I feel like it's more of a physical attraction. He may say otherwise, but I really see it as more of a physical attraction. Now the men are heading back to the lounge to deliberate and discuss how their dates went with their exes. Frank starts off. He said he introduced his ex to Mamine and Sydney. And he's like, he was shocked that Sydney had all these lists of questions in her phone. Frank said he's just as interested on Sydney as she is to him. And he mentioned that Mamine was cool, calm, and collected the whole time. Yeah, Frank's hands is full because both women are interested just as much as he is. Walter then came next and said that he had his ex meet with Sabrina and Mamine. Walter expressed what his ex concern was that Sabrina might get upset one day, and he said this whole time he was being Sabrina, but now he's like, Mamine is definitely, he said he really likes both of them. Next is Naeem, and he's talking about his date with Zadia. He said that his ex was great coming to meet her. Said that his ex said some things that may not have been perceived as. I'm not really sure what Frank was speaking of, so I can't really comment on that part. Phil is speaking about how he brought his ex to meet with Shiloh and to Sia, and he's mentioned that this was the first time that he actually got to see Sia timid or like feeling uncomfortable. But he said his ex said she likes both of them equally because they both bring something to the table. Dante said that his ex definitely voiced out her opinion about how Zadia was asking certain questions versus Shiloh, who was more calm and chill and laid back. Dante talked about Aisha and how he felt like there was some chemistry. Now let's pause that real quick. We didn't even see Aisha on a date with the exes. So I don't understand why they cut it out like this and they edited it this way. Because we didn't get to see her on a date. I don't even know what Dante's talking about. I didn't even know he had an interest in her. So that didn't make no sense to me. I'm sorry. Cornelius is next, and he's speaking about his date with his ex and how it went with Camille, and how his ex was concerned about her being engaged so many times and it not working out. He said Camille was like, when are you gonna let us know where we're going with this? He said Uncle Tommy is like, you're avoiding some signs. I can tell you're avoiding signs. Because do you not see some signs? He's like, Frank said that he has not been able to connect with. Dante also mentioned that Tasia is not somebody that he connects with. Walter said that he would put Camille, but he's not going to even put her on the list. Phil said he talks too much shit with her to say anything or even to put her on the list. Phil said that he would just put Sabrina down as someone he is not interested in. Cornelius said as someone he's not interested in would be Sabrina. Now they're going to be sending one of the ladies home, and these will be the elimination dates. After they eliminate whoever's going home, they are going to be taking a trip. Uncle Tommy said, let them know we're going to be taking a trip out of here. So now they're going on their elimination dates, and the first people who are meeting up is Phil and Tasia.
She's been real, been open.
Phil said that Tasia's been real, open, honest. Sabrina's meeting. Frank said that Sabrina's body language was giving off like standoffish vibes. Phil asked Tasia what has she taken away from this process, and Tasia said she has tried her best not to allow this process to basically fluster her or for her to overthink or anything. She said at the end of the day she's going to be her, so it is what it is. Whoever she ends up with, it'll be great. Frank said that he's looking forward to shrinking his connection down to see if it's working. I didn't even know that they had a connection, but I guess she said she hadn't heard from him. She hadn't texted him, but she said lately she hasn't heard from him. She's addressing how she was feeling about their connection and how he just flopped and just basically stopped hitting. Phil said the men were saying that Tasia is dope, she's amazing, but they also feel like at this time she is not ready to love. And he said he wanted to make sure he was the one to tell her, because he really Tasia said, well, she guess being real doesn't make the cut. Was that I do appreciate the fact that Phil was the one who came and told her, and he made it his duty to do so. He doesn't want her to get thrown off trying to understand why was she taken out if they hadn't let anybody else come in and just say whatever and however. She's all right with getting eliminated. She's not upset or anything like that. Brina's definitely staying on the show. Brina's speaking her truth, and she's saying that she feels her way because Sabrina's like, I might as well pursue the women because the women would appreciate and love me. Because the men weren't hitting her up, I guess, and she was expressing how she felt about that. And she said some of the men are consistent, but not. And she said she's not going to force anything, so it is. Now we are wrapping it up for episode 8. Tune in for the next episode next time. Please like, share, subscribe. Let me know what you think down below, and I will see you next time.